home to study in a foreign country, you have hopes. You usually have expectations also. What did I expect from UK when I arrived? Generally, something better than what I left behind. And I thought I might find it here, in London. There has been a long tradition of young Bulgarians leaving their family, friends, and everything else in search of something better, or at least something more motivating. Oddly enough, a great deal of them pitch up in the UK. What could be so attractive about it? It is new, it's exciting, it's completely unknown, and, well, it is promising. It has become promising for us, the ambitious seekers of the eastern side of the European Union. It has fueled our motivation. What we foreign students find ourselves holding on to in times of difficulty are perhaps our motivations. Why did we set out to do this? Why must we soldier on? In the case of Bulgarians, the answer is pretty simple. We simply don't know otherwise. That is why when the UK announced its exit from the EU, nothing changed much. We continued to study, we continued to work and develop. We continued to do our part. Brexit won't alter our motivation. It simply cannot.
What made you come to study in the UK?
What I really like about UK is the high standard of education. That was maybe the first thing that made me consider UK as a place where I wanted to study. I found a really nice course that had everything that I wanted to get from a higher degree, so it was an easy choice to make.
What made me come and study here was, first of all, I would say the reputation that the UK education has in Bulgaria. Because since I was a child, I know that the education here is much better than in Bulgaria, and I know that this will actually open many doors for me than staying in Bulgaria.
Would you say that you have escaped your country for your own good?
No, I wouldn't say that because my decision had nothing to do with my country in the sense that I really liked advertising and public relations, but advertising as a field of study in my country is more accepted as part of marketing. And I didn't really want to study something which involved maths and statistics. I wanted to study something creative and something practical that I could apply straightforward to my future career.
I wouldn't say that, because there are many people who would actually think that, and to some extent there is partially a true statement, because the situation in Bulgaria is really bad. However, my views are that if I come here, if I study here, if I perceive everything that this country and everyone here gives me as a very international society, I believe that I would actually be able to bring this back to Bulgaria. Because let's say one of my huge dreams is to go back home and to actually open something there and start business there. So I believe that it's not very egoistic.
Why is the UK so popular with Bulgarian university students?
Well, I don't think it's only popular among Bulgarian students. It's popular among other countries as well, just because it's a very international place. It has many opportunities and possibilities for young people to develop. Maybe what attracts people more about the UK is the fact that you can get a good quality education, and then you're given the opportunity to put that education into good use and to build a successful career.
I would say it is popular because the education is really good. Like even if you just talk to someone that has been studying here and compare it to, let's say, the education in Bulgaria, you'd see there are huge differences. So there is no way that this education will not be popular within the young people.
Do you feel like something has changed?
Well, I wouldn't say that something is changed now, but I suppose that something will inevitably change for the future. I just hope that these changes won't affect students like us, their education or their plans for future career. And
I don't believe that. At least for now, there is nothing changed. And like what I was thinking about, probably what will happen is that we might have to pay for visas, but even if this happens, it was like this before, so it's like this in many other countries, like let's say in USA, so we'll just pay visas.
Has Brexit changed your attitude towards the UK as a country?
From this point, no. You know, I can't predict what it's gonna be when it's official. So now for me, it's the same country that I went to study to. Everyone is the same, people are the same, my school is the same, my life is the same, and I hope it's gonna stay that way even after the Brexit.
To be honest, yeah, a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that people here would be a bit more open-minded and they would understand the benefits of actually staying in the EU and being like a community. Because what I see from Brexit is basically, instead of trying to unite all the nations, we're separating from each other more and more, which is not a development from my point of view.
Have you ever felt like an outsider?
Well, it's a tricky question because most people would assume that when you're in another country, people will have trouble accepting you and getting used to you, but actually I think it's more personal, and if someone feels like an outsider, especially in the UK, it's maybe something in their own mind, you know, because from my personal experience, I know that I felt a little bit like an outsider, because I had to make changes in my life, I had to change my life completely. But eventually I must say that my colleagues and my friends and my classmates were very supportive, and now I can definitely say that I feel in place more than ever.
I think it's something that if you feel like it, then you would be like it. If you think that you're an immigrant, then you're an immigrant. If you think of yourself as a part of the life here, then you would build a life here. I wouldn't say that I feel the same as I feel in Bulgaria, but at the same time I don't feel like an outsider or person who doesn't have the same rights as everyone who was actually born in the UK.
How do you see yourself living in this country from now on, if you see yourself at all?
Well, as long as this is not, as long as Brexit doesn't change things for people who actually want to finish their education and get a good job and contribute to the society, I don't see why I can't stay. I would love to stay and return the favor that UK did to me by allowing me to get this really good education, which I even now realize that it's going to give me some great opportunities in relation to my career. So if we are supported to put this education into good use in the country and to prove ourselves as good professionals, I definitely see myself staying. Yeah.
I do see myself, like, to be honest, the only thing that I don't like here is the weather, so it wouldn't make me leave. But the thing is that everything else in the country is really good. Like, I like the standards of life here. So I would definitely say that the opportunities that are given me, the country is providing me with, and like the whole life here, I like it, so I would stay. As I said, there are few things that will make me change my mind, which is if I decide to actually go home to do something more there and to help someone there or something like that.
So what could the future hold for us in the UK after Brexit? It might seem a little blurry at the moment, but we will make something out of it. We always do. That's just the way we are.